It's interesting, isn't it, when you're flogging something and you need really the public on your side. We told you recently about a Labour MP over here, Rachel Reeves, who recently launched her book. And it was all about empowerment and women and all that sort of stuff. Turns out, though, that she'd lifted all of that work from Wikipedia and other people's work. And very quickly, her publishing company, Basic Books UK, had to sort of say, oh, she'd misguidedly lifted this. I mean, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? And these are the people that are supposed to be in power. It's worse though if you are sort of touting celebrity memoirs and things like that, because you have to be very careful, particularly if people are still with us, still living, because their memory against your memory can be totally different. Royal books, as we've seen over the years, can be something of a thorny topic, because once again, you tend to get people who have written about the royal family who have never met them, got close to them, or indeed are just picking things up from, Wikipedia and gossip sites. Now, the bigger problem is this. When you've had a huge support from two ex-members of the British monarchy in your previous endeavours, and that's really helped sales, because obviously all three of you were caught lying in a royal court of law, memory lapse, whatever you want to call it. And even the said author couldn't quite remember his real age. There was a showbiz age and his actual real age. Nothing wrong with that. We've all done that in our time, let me tell you. It's showbiz, and particularly if you're playing 27 and you are now 31, tricky. But of course, if you're putting it out there in print, it's a bigger problem. And this is now what this particular individual is finding. As ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning. How are you? Nice to see you today. And as ever, thank you so much for joining me. Nice to have your company. Nice big wave today. Keep safe, one and all, whatever you're up to. And welcome, one and all, brand new subscribers. Yeah, it is tricky, truly, because obviously, when you're selling a celebrity memoir, it is all about sort of contacts and bombshells and bits and stuff. Don't know about you, I always find these books best to be read through free bits in newspapers, because all the best bits are there. The rest of it is just, drudge, isn't it? Now, of course, what you have is this particular individual. We won't name him, and we certainly won't name the book. You see, the last time he had this on-off, did he assist, did they not? And then it turns out, all thanks to a disgruntled former employee, Jason North, that Meghan and Harry did indeed wish to get their version of events out, even though they claimed they'd never met the authors or indeed spent any time with them. A minimal amount of time, I would suggest, was spent with particular royal personage. But the bottom line with this is now, it's very hard, because without that backing, without that controversy, and more importantly, without the bombshell sort of things, and they've tried their best so far, pre-orders are very much down. And now what they're trying to do is find a way, of course, of trying to reconnect with the people that helped their first book, such, in their mind at least, a success. But sadly, the shutters have come down. That's right. Now this all really stems from the fact, according to a very well-placed source, that there were so many misdemeanors in the first book that particularly Prince Harry was not too keen about. You remember the no royal training for Meghan security? Well, that was a thorny issue, because one said one and one said the other. Allegedly, there was royal security, but what was interesting here is the information came from said royal. You get the picture. You understand now why they've fallen out. So if you're expecting this sort of circus to circulate again, let me tell you, for once, the former cable TV actress and the former royal are cutting definite ties with this one-time person. Now, what's interesting here also is, while Prince Harry definitely wants to draw a line under any association with them, a lot of people are still speculating by the fact that, of course, Meghan sees the value of any publicity and being talked about, and they're not quite sure if she's willing to follow suit. An interesting developing story, but nonetheless not going to help the sales of said controversial book. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.